Today we will walk you through a complete service of the new ENVE G-Series dropper post. In this video, we will be using the following service kits. Service dropper post seal and bushing kit. This kit includes 2 anti-rotational keys, 1 Trelleborg seal, 1 lower bushing, and 1 upper bushing. Service dropper post rebuild kit. 1 top cap, 1 cartridge, 2 mounting pins, and 1 actuator. Additional tools and parts needed will be isopropyl alcohol, a cleaning rag, grease, a size 2.5 Allen and torque wrench, 5mm Allen and torque wrench, a long 8mm Allen wrench, 1 90-degree pick, a flathead screwdriver, a tape measure, 1 cable, and a black Sharpie. After removing the seat posts from the bike, take your 6mm Allen wrench and remove the top cap from the dropper post. Hold the top upper seat post in one hand and the lower seat post in the other hand and slowly slide the upper towards the bottom of the seat post. When you see the copper anti-rotation keys, hold them in place with one hand and remove the upper tube from the seat post by sliding it all the way down the seat post. Take the upper tube of the seat post and remove the Trelleborg seal by first taking off the small spring that sits on top. Then take your flathead screwdriver and remove the Trelleborg seal. Take your 90-degree pick and remove the lower bushing by collapsing the bushing together. There is a small slit in the bushing that allows it to collapse together to remove. Work the pick between the bushing and the dropper tube. Once the bushing starts to collapse together, pull up on the bushing to remove. Once you have removed all of these items from the dropper post top tube, you can clean the existing greased and prepare to replace these items. Take the lower bushing and compress it together and slide it into the top tube of the seat post. You will need to make sure that the bushing is properly seated in the grooves. Then apply a small amount of grease to the bushing once installed. Make sure that you apply grease to the lower bushing as well as the Trelleborg seal seat. Take your new Trelleborg seal and remove the spring. Install the seal by firmly pressing it into place with your hands. Make sure the seal is sitting level and replace the small spring to the top of the seal. Then apply grease to the inside of the seal. At this point, the upper tube of the seat post is serviced and ready. You will now continue to service the lower items of the seat post. Take the lower tube of the seat post and remove the upper bushing by expanding the bushing with your fingers and sliding it off the seat post. Remove the keys with a flathead screwdriver and wipe all of the grease off. Take your long 8mm Allen wrench and insert it into the bottom of the seat post. You will need to find the actuator bolt, then unscrew it, pull it out of the bottom of the seat post tube to remove. Take your 2.5 Allen wrench and remove the 2 set pins. These will need to be completely removed. Slide out the dropper post cartridge out of the bottom of the seat post. Take your new dropper post cartridge and measure 4 centimeters down from the top of the cartridge and mark a line with your marker at 4 centimeters. Then install the cartridge into the seat post to the 4 centimeter mark. Take your new seat pins and carefully start to thread them into the hole with your fingers. You will need to position the cartridge in the right position to allow the seat pins to sit in the grooves of the cartridge. Then you can completely install and tighten the set screws to 2 Newton meters. Regrease the small cutouts where the keys will be installed. The grease will help keep the keys in place while installing the seat post top tube back onto the lower tube. Install each key back into the proper place and press them in with your fingers. Install the upper bushing back onto the seat post by spreading the bushing and sliding it around the cut groove at the top of the post, then apply a small amount of grease around the bushing and keys. Insert the bottom of the seat post into the top of the upper tube and slide the upper tube up to the keys. You will need to position the upper tube and align with the keys. There are grooves in the upper tube you can visually see that will need to align with the keys. We will now install a new cable to the actuator and insert it into the post. Insert the cable barrel into the actuator and pull it down into place. Using a long 8mm Allen wrench, place the actuator on the end of the Allen wrench, then insert the actuator into the bottom of the seat post. Once you fill the pin of the cartridge, you will need to start threading the actuator onto the cartridge pin. Once the actuator is tight, replace your top cap and thread it onto the top of the cartridge. The cartridge will need to be engaged to screw down the top cap. Put one foot on the cable while pulling up on the seat post, then press down on the top cap to screw it in. Tighten the top cap to 5 Nm with a torque wrench. Your seat post is now serviced and ready to install.